From the nation's capital inside Monrovia, good evening, a blessing. Welcome to the news studio with me, Zach Totiama, sharing stories in the headlines. A National Youth League of Alternative National Congress chairman terms allegation levied against their political leader as false and misleading. Fene residents jubilate over Dr. Julius Sawolo Nelson's appointment as new president of the state-run university. Government begins 3 days review and finalization of 2020 to 2030 draft disaster risk reduction and resilience strategy. Those plus more package for you on this presentation when we shall have come back. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. This is News Today. Cummins Youth Movement has called for the immediate expulsion of the political leader of the Alternative National Congress from the coalition, that's the Council of Patriots. The group in its statement named alleged undermining self-political interest and interference and many other as claimed reasons for their call. Benjamin Toba spoke at a news conference Monday.
The Cummins Youth Movement denounces and dissolves its support to Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummins and calls on the CPP to expel the ANC from the collaborating political parties effective immediately. We have seen the complete opposite of our support to Mr. Cummins and of his ANC, of recent ranging from his over-ambitiousness for power, political greed, his inability to consider country first before self, and his continuous undermining of the opposition bloc that we believe is a recipe and trend that could undermine the current plan of the Liberian masses to unseat the current failed ruling establishment at the 2023 general and presidential elections. With this gross molestation of our precious support that Mr. Cummins and his ANC has let down in the mud, has left us to immediately identify the major counts that have caused the Cummins Youth Movement CYM serious embarrassment from its members and supporters throughout the country, because Mr. Cummins' over-ambitiousness and political greed has caused the Cummins Youth Movement to officially disembark her support to said political leader and its political institution. Mr. Cummins continues showing up with Mr. Ta Wongbe as the candidate of the CPP in Nimba, wherein the CPP is yet to officially decide is a gross disrespect to the collaboration. The illegal interference and taking away of members of the CPP, few scenarios including the illegal recruitment of Larry Youngwe and other senior CPP officials, is also a clear calculated plan to derail the fabric of those political institutions.
Meanwhile, the National Youth League of the ANC chairman Benjamin Myers termed the allegation levied against their political leader as false and misleading. According to him, the group is not a registered auxiliary of the ANC, describing their recent statement as political motivated. He spoke to reporters.
The Indomitable National Youth Congress of the ANC hereby condemns and describes as mere chicanery, deception and trickery, a statement emanating from a few individuals of political hired guns, financial mafias, and economic mercenaries, purporting to be operating under the banner of Cummins Youth Movement. In that statement, a few elements of the aforementioned group deceptively made the country to believe that they were denouncing support, membership, or allegiance to the ANC and its political leader. These petty hustlers are agents of provocateurs of failed and crumbling political parties and byproducts of mischievous politicians in an attempt to regain their lost relevance and materiality in the Liberian political sphere. We want to categorically state that at no time in the history of our party has a group with such a name been vetted, recognized, accredited, or certificated as an auxiliary under the National Youth Congress or any of its structures. To be a youth auxiliary in the ANC, a group must be vetted and given accreditation letter by the Youth Congress Committee on Auxiliary Coordination and approved by me, the chairman of the National Youth Congress of the ANC. We are openly challenging and defying the so-called group to present a letter of accreditation signed by me, T. Benjamin Myers, or any of my predecessors to substantiate their claim of legitimacy within the ANC. We acknowledge, however, that the spokesman of the group, Ben Belief Topa, and his band malnourished pedestrians have been seen around our party headquarters begging for alms and begging to be accredited as an auxiliary of the party.
At the same time, the Coalition for Democratic Change Youth League said the Cummins youth movement was allegedly financially induced by Ben-Ali Yuri to tarnish the high-end character of Mr. Cummins. Speaking at a news conference in Claratown, that's Tuesday, CDC's Montserrat District 10 Youth League Chairman Gayezon Davis said Mr. Cummins is a responsible opposition politician who is held in high esteem by the ruling establishment.
On numerous occasions, Yeke Koluba does not mean well for this country. He has proven to us all the time that he was simply elected to only rain insult on the presidency. That's the fundamental basis for which we were elected. The over 14,000 persons that elected Yeke Koluba in 2017 were not stupid when they made that decision. They were very stupid. They thought that was a sound decision. They thought he was a man that would have brought change to the district. So they made up the man to have voted for him. We were there, we made the case. The champion of the cause went from house to house, telling them that Yeke was not a good candidate to be voted for. But our people were resolved. We cannot, who are we to question the decision? We do not have the moral standing to question their decision to have elected him as a lawmaker. But it is also incumbent upon him to ensure that the fundamental reasons for which he was elected be adhered to, and nothing more than that. Insulting the presidency was not the fundamental basis. But Yeke is not doing well. I think it is now time that we rally the forces to bring him to order. We refer to him as a mad dog because he doesn't say anything that makes sense. All he does is to insult the presidency on a daily basis, and that is uncalled for. So as conscious-minded revolutionary compatriots of the number 10, we are here today to partner with our colleagues from district, revolutionary colleagues from district number 14, and we are giving us a clear mandate of resounding call to the young people of district 10 that enough is enough. This mad dog will be brought to book. He has been collaborating with the other rabies dog called Harry Costa, who was defrauding government of relevant taxes. He refused to have his station registered. He refused to obtain a legitimate frequency. He was nicodemously operating lesson for Voice FM and using Roots FM. He's a criminal in nature. He's a commercial advocate. He has been a outstanding, well-known commercial advocate we know for a fact.
Meanwhile, the CDC Youth League has cautioned Representative Yeke Koluba to stop raining insult on President George Weah. He termed the District 10 lawmaker as a mad dog who is uninterested in attacking the president.
So they say they come together as a political party to unseat CDC in 2023, but they are not serious. They are a bunch of jokers. All we are seeing is mere honor money. Whether UA is there in a collaborating political party who knows very well that he's off the presidency, he cannot be president. So that's the reason he's using his son, he sponsored his son Costa to attack Cummins. That Cummins is a political nobody. No. As a responsible opposition political party, we were there in the opposition. of all the political leaders within the four collaborating political party, Kumi comes number one as per our own ranking. He's a very responsible. When he has an issue, he addresses it responsibly. He engages the media. He has a disagreement on government policy. He engages. If I were to resign today from the CDC and looking for an opportunity outside the CDC, or you cannot be an opportunity, or Bueka cannot be an opportunity, Cummings is a better choice. Cummings means well, but we cannot support him because of his past.
Following the recent appointment of Reverend Dr. Julius Sawolo Nelson as new president of the state-run University of Liberia, thousands of victims of the UL Fennel demolition and forceful evasion exercise commended President George Weah for such an appointment. According to them, Dr. Nelson is a reconcilier, a peacemaker, student-sensitive who has always believed in addressing the plight of students at the state-run University of Liberia. The happy residents of Fennel said Dr. Nelson's policy of inclusiveness is overwhelming, and as such, he is the right person for the job. However, and in the spirit of enabling total truth and reconciliation and peace at the UL, the students and staff of the institution, the Fennel residents therefore called on the Liberian leader to consider the dismissal of Associate Professor, that's Professor Widi Kolba Boli, Vice President for Administration of the institution. The Liberian Media for Democratic Initiatives and the Fennel Land Owners Working Committee, the groups leading the fight against the wanton demolition of thousands of homes, businesses, and aboriginal homeland villages of indigenous people at the Fennel campus of the University of Liberia. And a statement pointed out that Dr. Julius Sawolo Nelson's nomination by President George Weah is a good intention to find durable solution to conflicts at the UL and a pathway to mutual coexistence and peace at the institution. Well, folks, if you're just joining us, this is a reminder that you are watching News Today, a half-hour news presentation brought to you from Liberia in the West of our one global village with me, Zach Totiama Sherman. And still to come, government begins 3 days review and finalization 2020-2030 draft disaster risk reduction and resilience strategy. Keep watching. After the short break, we'll bring you more development. This is News Today on KMTV. The Liberian Revenue Authority has launched 3 apps to facilitate lawful revenue collection. The apps, according to LRA Commissioner General Thomas Donai, are geared toward making the entity more efficient and accessible in the country. The Liberian Revenue Authority boss said the move will help Liberia generate more revenue than previous years.
One of our desires is to ensure that we interact with the public in ways that will make transactions with them seamless, fast, and agreeable for all of us. Our desire is to build a relationship management system that takes into consideration technology. Technology will be at the fore of that. With the level of engagement that we envisage, people will be paying their taxes, also knowing that the taxes are going to work for them. Our desire is to link up with people so that they know the impact of taxes on society. The reality is the taxes we collect is the one that pays for our salaries, it pays for hospitals, it pays for the security forces, it pays for a whole range of things. If we're not collecting taxes, obviously, society will not function. Society will collapse. And if we do not collect taxes well, it means we also cannot expand the tax base. Our taxes it has hovered around 500 million. We are basically saying that it's possible to expand our tax base because Liberia as a country cannot continue to survive on 500 million. Well, I mean, around that, that's where we've been for the last 6-7 years.
While the Media Information System Division at the Liberian Revenue Authority has outlined the significance of the apps. According to callers, they say the apps will, among other things, repose on agent custom brokers, service to taxpayers, as well as quick registration.
This app is going to address primarily 3 things in the first phase. Team registration, it means taxpayers should be comfortable from their mobile phone to do registration of team number. And then the second aspect is property taxes. This app allows our regular taxpayers or LRA employees to go out, collect every relevant information to property tax, and register in real time. The third component is payment. Payment is also another challenge that this app is trying to address. So with this app, you can make payment in a simplest and easier manner. So there are other components as well as supposed to be added to this app that we are currently working on, and that is tax clearance and a couple of other things. Also, you have receipt verification and so forth. You see, most of the time, taxpayers send people out to go and make payments on their behalf. Sometimes when these payments come back, it is important to verify that indeed this process was done legitimately. You can use this app to generate a TIN number as well as register your properties and make payment. This version is an Android version. It's going to be available on the Android store. We're currently also working on the iOS version that will be launched shortly.
The government of Liberia has begun a 3-day review and finalization of the 2020 to 2030 draft disaster risk reduction and resilience strategy for Liberia in Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. The National DRR and Resilience Strategy of Liberia is a multi-sectoral collaboration led by the National Disaster Management Agency with financial and technical support from UNDP. The formulation of the strategy started with the outlining of hazard-prone areas and the identification of risk hotspots, while conducting a systematic takeover of the national resilience baselines. The review and finalization of the draft strategic proposed to undertake through a 4-step process, including review of inputs from the multidisciplinary assessment team and official endorsement.
And for us as UNDP, our role has been how do we facilitate this process. So the actual input in terms of what is being delivered, what we expect to generate from this exercise is coming from you, the stakeholders. What we've done is to support the initiative, make sure that we exercise our convening authority, which we are very good in doing, to make sure that at the end of the day, we develop a strategy that addresses the key climate change and disaster-related challenges in the country. Currently, the issue of disaster and climate change cannot be separated. Every time there's increasing temperature, it comes with implications for disaster. When there's sea level rise, there are implications for disaster. When there are lightning and thunderstorms, it comes with implications for disaster. And it's good that we see such a partnership where all of these agencies are working together side by side to make sure that we achieve something that provides us the guidance and tools to address the issue of disaster in a more comprehensive manner. As we move closer to the end line, it is even more important that you take a bird's-eye view of this document to make sure that at the end of the day, you want to be proud of the product.
Also speaking at the occasion in Grand Bassa County was the Executive Director of WASH Commission, Bobby Whitfield.
The more we talk about Liberia's preparedness for disaster risk management, the more we get our citizens and our people across this great country ready in terms of natural disasters. And UNDP, of course, to make a theme from the UNDP. I saw the annual report. That was a really great read. I've been reading through the UNDP annual report just released, I think, yesterday. And I can tell you that the UNDP is a development partner. It's a very true development partner. They have been here throughout our dark days, and they are here, continuously, supporting now the national development agenda crafted, what they call the Pro Agenda for Prosperity and Development. So, but look, from the WASH Commission, like I said, the Commission is one of the newest government entity, and our role is very straightforward at the Commission. We are here to provide leadership in the WASH sector, that is water, sanitation, and hygiene. We serve as the principal government entity on all things WASH throughout the Republic of Liberia. At the Commission, there are a lot of work going on now. We've been working very closely as we've been working here with disaster management in the preparation of this document. We've also been working very closely with NFIL, one of our partners as well, in terms of crafting a national roadmap in any open defecation across this country. So very soon you're going to be invited again to see how we launch that a campaign in any open defecation.
With that, that's how we close up this presentation of news today. But before we go, here once again the headlines. A National Youth League of Alternative National Congress chairman terms allegation levied against their political leader as false and misleading. Fennel residents jubilate over Dr. Julius Sawolo Nelson appointment as new president of state-run university. Government begins 3 days review and finalization of 2020 to 2030 draft disaster risk reduction and resilience strategy. I want to say thanks for your viewing pleasure. Again, I'm Zach Totiama Sheman. Thanks for being there.